2018 saw Tom Mitchell put together the most prolific ball-winning season in AFL-VFL history. A fine year that was capped with a much-deserved Brownlow Medal, a win which silenced many of the Hawks star's critics and confirmed his place among the league's best midfielders. Yet since moving from Sydney to the bright media spotlight of Melbourne, Mitchell's high-possession style of play has continued to draw criticism from the wider football community for a lack of impact and usefulness of possessions that are dismissively viewed as cheap. While previously some of this criticism may have been justified, 2018 saw him blow it all to pieces. Mitchell played every game for Hawthorn last year, finishing with a league record 786 disposals for the home and away season, at an average of 35.7 a game. He set the tone from round one, breaking the record for most disposals in a match with 54 against Collingwood, to lead the Hawks to a comfortable 34-point win. This was the second time in 12 months the midfielder had run riot against the Magpies. Mitchell previously brought up the half-century in round 9 of 2017, a game in which the Hawks surrendered a 6-goal half-time lead to lose to Collingwood 90-72. Fierce debate over the impact Mitchell has on games was ignited during Collingwood coach Nathan Buckley's post-match press conference. When asked if he considered putting a tag on Mitchell, Buckley said he didn't feel like his impact on the game merited closer attention. "If I said he wasn't hurting us a lot, would that make sense? If Isaac Smith had 50, he'd have 2,500 metres gained. We didn't think it got to the point where we needed to sit someone on him." Alistair Clarkson took exception to that, replying that Mitchell had had a special night, but that the rest of the Hawks midfield had not stepped up to spread the load. Buckley later tweeted that Mitchell had played an amazing game, but coaches both awarded Scott Pendlebury 5 votes for a best on-ground performance, even though he had the ball 14 times less. The record-breaking 54 in 2018, however, was enough to impress Buckley, and this time Mitchell was voted best afield by both coaches. Comparing the two games, Mitchell's disposals are relatively similar. Yet in 2018, his contested possessions rose slightly, and more noticeably, he had more than twice as many clearances and inside 50s, suggesting he's not simply getting the ball more, but winning it himself, and perhaps even more importantly, is a more attacking threat once he has it. These trends continued through the rest of 2018. While on average, he actually had more of the ball in 2017, the way he uses it has shifted slightly, with his kick-to-handball ratio up, and both goals and inside 50s increased as well, suggesting he's finding himself getting forward and attacking more. In particular, Mitchell's work around the stoppages has shot up dramatically, to the point where he was the best in the game at winning the ball in close quarters. And if you spend any time watching Hawthorn play, his impact in this area was undeniable. The role of Mitchell's teammates is also not to be underestimated. Following their 2018 qualifying final loss to Richmond, a fired-up Alistair Clarkson emphasised that Hawthorn are a system-based side. At stoppages, Mitchell's role in that system is to win the ball in close. Then when the game breaks open, use his elite running and ability to read the play to connect up Hawthorn's ball movement around the ground, often running hard defensively to collect the ball in the back half, then pushing forward for a handball receive on the wing. The 20-odd uncontested possessions Mitchell collects a game then should not be regarded as cheap. It requires an incredible football intelligence to constantly find yourself in positions of space that will support your teammates. And Mitchell's fellow Hawks can take comfort in how often he arrives at exactly the right moment to accept a handball and momentarily relieve the team of pressure. In the words of the age writer Daniel Cheney, if his role is to distribute the ball, that's what his role is. He shouldn't be villainised because of the fact he's playing his role for the team. A return to fitness for Jaeger O'Meara and an outstanding season from Isaac Smith further enabled Mitchell to slot into a midfield system that could utilise his specific talents. Smith runs and carries the ball, launching the Hawks into attack with an average of 13 kicks and almost 9 handballs per match. O'Meara, who managed 21 games at 24 disposals after only 6 in 2017, provides Mitchell with more help around the contest, further adding 5.4 tackles a game. Buckley, however, had touched on a key criticism of Tom Mitchell's play, that he fails to impress in the AFL's sexiest statistic, metres gained, suggesting that Smith's more damaging style of play makes him more harmful to the opposition than Mitchell. While that may have been true for 2017, last season Mitchell added an extra 130 metres per match from the same number of disposals, and actually averaged 80 more metres gained than Smith per game, 446 versus 366. This is mostly because he wins the ball so often, 21.8 disposals per game for Smith in 2018 gives him an average of 16.8 metres per possession to Mitchell's 12.6. But the numbers in Mitchell's favour are undeniable, and to say he has no attacking impact is to ignore the new levels he reached last year. Alistair Clarkson remains focused on his teams as a whole, although he certainly appreciates the qualities his star midfielder brings to the table. We'd prefer he wasn't getting 50 touches. We'd be more pleased if it was shared amongst more players. But how can you tell a bloke not to go and get the footy? The rest of the team has been well and truly tested without Mitchell for the 2019 season. His much improved 2018 was a big reason the Hawks surprised many to finish 4th from 12th the year before. Currently sitting at 11th, if the Hawks were to miss the finals for the second time in 3 seasons, it would be in no small part due to Mitchell's absence.